Here's a mapping of all the places Grace and I have gone. Here, the red line is our around the world trip, where Grace stopped in Taiwan, I stopped in Tokyo, then I had a meeting in Singapore, then I went through Bangkok on our way to Nepal. So we went to Annapurna Base Camp there, went over to Qatar, had an unexpected overnight stay in Doha there. Grace was sick the whole time. Then we went to the UK, I had a meeting in Glasgow. We went to Cardiff and Wales and Newcastle, England. Then flew back, I think, to New Orleans. We're on the trip, our RV trip. Now the gold line you see on the top here is our RV trip. We started in Kansas City, went down to West Palm Beach, Florida, went up the East Coast to North Carolina, went around, went down to New Orleans here. Then we took a cruise down to Belize, Guatemala, and the Cancun area. Then went down, stayed in Wimberley a while. My friend Phil Sell. Went across to San Diego, stopped in Las Cruces and a couple other places. Then we went up to Burning Man, and then another trip up to Portland before we sold the RV. All the green lines here are road trips. All the pink yarn is train trips. So all the trains go through Chicago. The one with blue dots, blue pins here, that was my England trip. So we went over to Niagara Falls, down across to Kansas City, down into Texas. Then Andy and I went down into Mexico and out into California and around. So the next summer I did this light blue trip, did it in reverse though, and went all through Canada. That was all hitchhiking there. Karen took me to Vegas. Greg took me in from Minneapolis to the road. All the green pins are Fiber Channel meetings. The purple pins are Ethernet Alliance, or I'm sorry, IEEE meetings, and then a bunch of other random trips. Spent quite a bit of time in Hawaii, went to all the islands there. Then over to Europe, spent a lot of time in there. The one green trip here was the summer trip I went, saw Pink Floyd and The Wall in Berlin. Then went down into Greece and Turkey. Grace and I did pink pins. The green pins are mine, mainly back in Europe. Well, I've been traveling quite a bit to Europe for work, like Portugal, but we went to southern France, but mainly Spain on this trip. Northern Italy, Venice over here, and the Cinque Terre. A lot of places we've been, but a lot to go. We took another trip to India here, and then I've had various trips around Asia, and Grace went into central China some, which I've never been there. I had meetings in South Korea, Japan, and we honeymooned down here in Indonesia, Bali and Lombok. Grace had another trip to Jakarta, another trip to Guam. A lot of these were when she was a tour guide, like all these down in Australia as well. And then I took the 4-month trip that started in Fiji for 2 weeks, and then down and around, all around New Zealand. So that's where we've been in 5 minutes. A lot of good trips. Here's the good concentration.